alamin anong bansa ang napasama sa updated red list country at the same time po ano ba ang detalye ng IATF Resolution 153. Yan po ang ating alamin at panoorin sa video nito. Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat mga kabayan at kaibigan. Welcome sa isa na naman pong travel update mula po sa Jamey Iris TV channel. Ako po si Jamey Iris at muli po i-welcome po ang lahat ng ating mga subscribers at viewers na nanonood po sa atin sa ngayon. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay and of course to all who are new in my channel, welcome and looking forward po marami po kayong mapulot na updates and at the same time mga information na makakatulong sa inyo as you prepare to go back to the Philippines or kung babalik po kayo from the Philippines to the country where you are actually flying to. So alamin na po natin, meron na naman pong isang bansa ang nadagdag sa ating red list country. So tingnan po natin anong bansa ba ito. Sinabi po ng ating acting presidential spokesperson and cabinet secretary, Carlos Nograles, meron na naman pong isang bansa na madadagdag o nadagdag na po sa ating red list country. Anong bansa ito? So simula December 12 to December 15, ang bansang ito ay inimposan ng travel ban. So mga kabayan at kaibigan, kung kayo po ay nagmumula o nakatira o nagtatrabaho sa bansang ito, ibig sabihin po may travel ban simula December 12 to December 15. Ito po ang bansang Portugal. So kung kayo po ay mga kabayan at kaibigan ay nagtatrabaho dito sa bansang ito o kaya nakatira at may plano kayong umuwi dito sa Pilipinas ngayong Disyembre, I'm very so sorry and at the same time po I'm very sad na idalhin sa inyong balita na may travel ban pong impose ngayon sa inyong bansa. Again, from December 12 to December 15. But again, we're not really sure kasi konti na lang po yung difference niya para po maging December 16. So abangan po natin ang mga updates in the next coming days so that at least you know kung mareretain ba sa red list country ang Portugal or it will only be until December 15. But then again, let us get to know the details about this. Ito po ang ating listahan ng red list country. Kung makikita po ninyo, nagsimula ito noong November 26, sinundan ng November 28, and then yung kasunod na red list countries ay kamakailan lamang po, December 10. At pinaka-recent po is from December 12. Lahat po ng kumbaga dates ng mga red list country na ito or kumbaga they will be classified as red list country is only December 15. Kasi po sa bansang Pilipinas, every 15 po at 30 o 31, doon sila nagbibigay ng bagong listing ng mga countries natin. So marami po sa atin ang nag-hope na by December 16 to December 31 ay sana po hindi nakasama itong mga bansang ito nang sa gayon yung mga may balak umuwi ay makauwi na po kayo sa Pilipinas. Malalaman po natin yan in the next few days. So abangan nyo po ang aking video at ibabalita sa inyo. Now again, alam naman po ninyo ang main reason bakit napapasama po sa red list country ay kung ang main reason bakit napapasama ang isang bansa sa red list country ay kung meron na po silang cases ng Omicron virus at marami-rami na rin po ang mga tao na naapektuhan doon sa bansa kung saan na-classify as red list country. So mga kabayan at kaibigan, manalangin po tayo na walag na pong dumami nang sa gayon po ay maalis na sa red list country o ma-lift na yung temporary suspension sa mga red list countries na ito. So watch out for the news. So alamin po natin in just few days. Now for the meantime, ano bang kailangan natin malaman sa mga red list country? So meron po tayong ilang mga specific kumbaga po information, especially po for the country of Portugal. Kung kayo po ay pabalik na ng Pilipinas, alamin po natin ano po yung mga protocol. So starting 12:01 a.m. of December 15, entry in the port of the Philippines shall not be allowed to any passengers po coming from the country of Portugal. Now, sabi nga po nila kung ikaw ay coming from or you have been to Portugal kahit after 14 days lang prior ka dumating sa Pilipinas, ikaw po ay hindi papayagan makapasok sa bansang Pilipinas regardless of your vaccination status. Gayon din po sinabi na ang mga pasahero who will arrive in the Philippines on or after 12:01 of December 12 but before 12:01 of December 15 from Portugal, you will be required to undergo the facility-based quarantine for 14 days with testing on the 7th day. We will further explain that later po. With the day 1 being the date of arrival. Notwithstanding a negative RT-PCR result, the completion of the 14 days quarantine is required. Katulad po ng sabi ko kanina, kailangan po combination po yan ng hotel quarantine at home quarantine. Kailangan makumpleto po ang 14 days. To be more specific, i-discuss ko po yan in the latter portion po of this video. So abangan nyo po. Now, for the meantime, ano bang mangyayari kung merong mga Filipinos na stranded? Katulad po ng nasabi ko ng nakaraang araw, marami po mga Filipinos, particularly po mga OFWs na stranded sa Europa. So ang ginagawang hakbang po ng ating bansa ay ginagawan po sila na ang ginagawa pong paraan ng ating bansa para matulungan ang mga stranded Filipinos ay nagkakaroon po ng either government-initiated or non-government-initiated repatriation or ang madalas po nitong mga nakaraang araw ay tinatawag na bayanihan flights. Ano bang ibig sabihin nito? Ibig sabihin po ang ating Philippine Embassy sa ibang bansa or for example po sa Europa, they will be the one to form actually or coordinate with the airline company so that at least it can be chartered as bayanihan flight. Now, who will shoulder the fee? Kayo pa rin po bilang OFW katulad ng before. So if you will be flying through commercial, then instead of paying the commercial flight, you will be paying po yung bayanihan flights kasi hindi po allowed during, kung kayo classified as red list country, you are not allowed to travel sa commercial flights. So kaya nga po, ang ginagawa po nila is bayanihan flight. Now, you may be allowed entry subject to the existing testing and protocols for red list country, territories, and jurisdiction. Kasama na po dyan ang lahat ng mga Filipinos, specifically po ang ating OFWs. Ngayon po, when it comes to coordinating with the Philippine Embassy at ganun din po sa Polo OWA, napag-alaman ko po na ito po pala ay kumbaga ang tinatanggap lang nila ay mga OFW. Sabi po ng isang non-OFW po natin, hinagtanong po siya pero sabi daw ng embassy ay for OFW po. Now, hindi po siya nakaspecify dito sa kanilang, doon sa resolution natin na OFW lang siya. Ang sabi po kasi is stranded Filipinos dahil meron din naman po tayong mga non-OFWs na maaaring mag-fall as stranded Filipinos. So let me know po mga kabayan. So again, if you're one of those na stranded sa red list country, you can check with your embassy if they will be allowing you to, again, kumbaga, makasama sa repatriation flight or bayanihan flight. Kung ikaw ay OFW, sure na po yun. Kung ikaw ay non-OFW, you can just double check and inquire. Kasi nga po, wala namang specific words na ginamit na hindi maari ang non-OFW. Kumbaga po, marami din pong Filipinos na still non-OFW. So kaya po, nais ko check, just in case po, kayo ay may travel ban, non-OFW kayo at Filipinos po, double check nyo po kung papayagan po kayo ng Philippine Embassy na makasama sa mga repatriation flights like this or bayanihan flights. If not, let us know then kasi nga po hindi siya specific when it comes to what they have announced. So, ang sabi lang po nila is only Filipinos, yan, returning to the country. So, yun po, medyo tricky po yun or let us just say, medyo din confusing kung hindi. So, nalaman ko lang po yan ng one of our viewers, actually informing Miss Jamey. Hindi po ako pinayagan kasi nga po narinig niya dito sa ating video na sabi ko ay i-check sa Philippine Embassy or Polo OWA just like what was announced by the government. But it just so happened for her, she was not allowed because she's a non-OFW. So let me know po so that I could further dig into this so that at least I could give you the accurate information. Now, alamin naman po natin ano yung updates regarding the new testing and quarantine protocol as per IATF 153, lalo na kung kayo ay galing sa red list country. Now, the testing and quarantine protocols Tingnan po natin. Sabi nila sa sino mang mga Filipinos na pinayagang bumalik sa Pilipinas at makapasok via government-initiated repatriation, non-government-initiated repatriation or mga bayanihan flights from this red list countries, jurisdiction or territories, kinakailangan pong i-observe natin to. Kung ikaw ay fully vaccinated, hinati ko na po ito sa prior boarding, upon arrival in the Philippines at upon going home. Kung ikaw ay fully vaccinated at ito ay bago ka sumakay ng eroplano, ang kinakailangan mong gawin ay mag-provide ng negative result or mag-take ng RT-PCR test 72 hours before your flight. At pag nakuha mo ng resulta, you can then definitely present that to the airport. At syempre, pagka-travel mo, pag uwi mo dito sa Pilipinas, you will still be required to undergo the facility quarantine. And at the same time, kinakailangan mo pa rin mag-isa pa po na RT-PCR test on the 7th day. Now, they may be discharged from the facility upon the release of the negative RT-PCR result. So, ito po yung update. So, for fully vaccinated people, so kung ikaw ay sa red list country, kapag nakuha mo ang iyong negative RT-PCR test, let us just say kung ang swab test mo ay 7, so there's a big possibility na around 8th or 9th makukuha mo na siya. So, pwede ka nang mag-check out as per the IATF 153 resolution. Pero, tandaan, kapag kayo po'y umuwi na sa inyong bahay, you shall observe a home quarantine until the 14th day of your arrival. In short po, kukumpletuhin niyo po yung total of 14 days ng inyong quarantine combination from the hotel quarantine and then home quarantine. So I hope that's quite clear. As fully vaccinated person, please ensure that you take into consideration yung prior boarding upon arrival in the Philippines at upon going home. And of course, kailangan nyo mag-complete ng 1 health pass bago po kayo umuwi, just like any other travelers arriving in the Philippines. Now, what else? Kung ikaw naman ay partially or not vaccinated or whose vaccination status cannot be independently validated, prior boarding same then, you have to provide an RT-PCR test negative result 72 hours bago po ang inyong flight from your airport of origin. Now, upon arrival in the Philippines, on the other hand, additionally, you shall undergo a mandatory 10 days facility-based quarantine with an RT-PCR test taken on the 7th day. So again, ang pinagkaiba po niya, 10 araw po yung facility-based quarantine. Regardless po kung ang RT-PCR test na ginawa sa hotel ay 7th day, still mag-iintay po ng ika-10 araw bago po ma-release since you're partially or not vaccinated at all. And upon going home, same, you have to complete the total of 14 days so that at least yung hotel quarantine and home quarantine, ang day 1 po ninyo, mag-start ang bilang natin upon arrival sa Pilipinas. Okay, some updates that we have. Now, traveling with minors as per IATF Resolution 153, actually, naisama na din po nila ito nung in-announce po nila yun sa France. So, lahat po ng mga parents or guardians who will be traveling with minors, as in all international and inbound travels, the testing and protocol for the quarantine for minors shall follow the testing and quarantine protocols of the parent or guardian traveling with them, regardless of the minor's vaccination status. So yan po yung maganda, kasi at least now, di ba, katulad po nung nasabi natin as we begin po, I think during November, na at least it's now following yung sa parents or sa guardian. Hindi katulad po nung mga nakaraan, Oktubre, ganyan, kailangan po kung anong vaccination status ng bata, yun ang sinusunod ng sa magulang. So this is quite great po. So pag uwi nyo, kung kayo fully vaccinated, ang susundin po ng mga sa bata ay, or minors ay, yung unvaccinated, kung yung pong vaccination, so, ang susundin po ng mga minor po natin is yung fully vaccinated status po ninyo. Now, ito pa po yung actually dinagdag na wala dati when we actually made an announcement last on November 28th, December 3, hindi pa po ito kasama. Sabi po nila, this notwithstanding, children 3 years old and below, regardless of country of origin, shall be exempt from the requirement of presenting a negative RT-PCR test before boarding the flight unless symptomatic. So, merong ilan po sa inyo na nagtanong sa akin, Ms. Jamey, paano po ba yan? Meron po kaming like 2 years old or infant nakasama namin mag-travel. During that time po, nung nagtanong kayo sa akin, hindi pa po ito lumalabas. Ang sagot ko sa inyo, kasi ang nilagay lang po nila doon, all. So it means all. So yun din po yung nabanggit ko sa inyo. Pero mga kabayan at kaibigan, dahil lumabas na po ito, since nilabas nila yung protocol for France, and now ito naman po, protocol for Portugal na nasa IATF Resolution 153. So ang lahat po ng mga minors, 3 years old pababa, kapag bago po kayo lumipad, di ba sabi, you have to present a negative RT-PCR test before your flight. Ini-exempt po ang anyone who's 3 years old below. So, 3 pataas na po yan, kailangan na po nila na mag-RT-PCR test even, okay, 72 hours before your flight. Now, though, ang mga infants po or 3 years old pababa, exempted sila yung prior, kumbaga boarding, pero once they arrive here in the Philippines, kasama na po sila sa isa swab sa hotel po. So again, yan po yung sinasabi po nila. So kailangan po talaga po ay kumbaga RT-PCR din po sila, test, pagdating po sa hotel. Ngayon, yung exemption na hindi na po sila mag-RT-PCR test before boarding, ito po yung sabi nila, shall be exempt from the requirement of presenting a negative RT-PCR test result before boarding the flight unless symptomatic. So, ang ibig sabihin po nun, kung ang baby or ang infant or yung bata po na less than 3 years old, nag-manifest po ng ilang symptoms ng COVID-19, so kailangan po din sila i-RT-PCR test para lang makasiguro. Yan. IATF Resolution 153, it also says all individuals from red list countries, territories, and jurisdiction undergoing facility-based quarantine at the date of the implementation of this resolution may retroactively avail of the testing and quarantine protocols approved here. And so, yun po. So, kung sakasakali daw po, sino man pong individuals ang undergoing the facility-based quarantine nung time na in-implement po ito. So, again, they will simply be following kung ano na po yung dati po nilang, kumbaga, protocol when the time that they actually arrived here. Kahit galing pa po sila dun sa bansang tinawag po natin na red list country. Now, kung sakasakali naman po, may other measures na kailangan gawin ng ating gobyerno through the contact details po ng ating mga pasahero na nanggaling po doon sa red list countries na yon, through the information po na binigay ng mga kababayan po natin na dumating dito sa Pilipinas from those red list countries, they will be coordinated with accordingly po. Now, how about those who will be transiting in the red countries pero hindi naman po kayo titigil or kumbaga papasok po doon sa border? So again, just like what was said, like before, in the case of passengers, whether Filipinos or foreigners merely transiting through the red countries, then you shall not be deemed as having come from or having been to the said countries if you stayed in the airport the whole time and you were not cleared for entry into such country by its immigration officer. So clear po tayo dyan na kung kayo ay nag-transit lang, di naman po kayo pumasok, so huwag kayong mag-alala kung ano po yung last port of exit ninyo, you will be considered categorized pa rin po doon kung yun ay non-red list country. So hindi kayo magiging red list simply because nag-transit kayo sa isang red list country unless pumasok po kayo sa borders nila. Madalas naman po pag transit layover, talagang dun lang kayo sa air side po ng airport, hindi kayo pumupunta sa land side or labas pa ng airport. Now, what else? They also said that upon arrival in the Philippines to comply with applicable testing, quarantine protocols na nabanggit na po natin. And again, sabi po nila yung sakasakali po, meron po tayong mga nag-transit, so they will be following the protocols po, testing and protocols for passengers who have not been inside the red list country. So yan po ang ating update regarding sa additional country that was added again sa ating red list country. Hoping wag na pong dumami, lalo ng parating na po. Ngayon ay December 12, so 3 more days tapos na ang December 15. So I'm looking forward po and I believe kayo din, iniintay na natin ano bang update ng IATF. So that is something that we will find out at once I know about it, i-share ko po agad ito sa inyo. Yan po rin ang update regarding sa IATF Resolution 153 na ishinare po sa atin. At nag-focus lang po ako sa mga red list countries, although there's a very small portion po. Let me just read that to you. Dun sa IATF Resolution 153 letter C po, ang sabi dito, there were recommendations of the technical working group are approved that specifies of which as follow. Ito naman po, hindi po siya related do sa mga different red lists or kumbaga country classification po natin. Pero ito naman po, they just mentioned, just for your info everyone, sabi po nila, in order to ensure the safe and effective conduct of the 2022 national and local elections, ang IATF po poses no objection to the request of the COE or Commissions of Elections to conduct nationwide mock election exercises ngayong Disyembre 29, 2021, upon the authority vested to the IATF through the memorandum from the Executive Secretary dated 20th of November 2020, the 2021 annual deployment ceiling of new hire healthcare workers or HCWs for occupations identified by the Department of Labor and Employment as mission-critical skills shall be further increased to 7,000. Nurses whose visa shall expire by 31st December 2021 shall be given preference. So yan po yung two additional information dito po sa IATF 153. So let us just take a look at that mock national and local election, see how successful it is, so that at least yung mismong araw po ng ating election ay it will be better. Kumbaga parang dry run po yata nito practice. And looking forward po that again, it will be safe for everyone while maintaining yung social distance at wala pong kumbaga spread ng any type of virus from COVID-19. And looking forward po, wag makapasok ang COVID-19 sa Pilipinas. So far, so good po. We're doing as of the latest report that I have gathered just a few hours ago. So wala pa naman po tayong Omicron dito sa bansa. Yes, hoping po na talagang wag na muna pumasok sa atin ang Omicron so that at least mas mag-lessen po yung restriction, better po ang economy, and makauwi kayo. So yun po ang ating update mga kabayan at kaibigan. Looking forward to see you in my next video. So with that mga kaibigan, all I simply want to say, lalo na po kayo kung kayo ay pauwi, have a pleasant flight, ingat po kayo sa inyong pag-uwi mga kabayan at kaibigan. Ako po si Jamey Iris na nagsasabing maraming salamat po sa inyong pagsubaybay sa aking channel. At by the way, if this video had helped you, please click like, and at the same time, please subscribe to my channel kung hindi pa po kayo nagsasubscribe so that I can keep you updated when it comes to the latest travel information. Ganun din po, mga tutorials at mga video vlogs na makakatulong po sa inyo bilang traveler, bilang OFWs, at the same time po non-OFWs. And for the foreigners, looking forward po, I'll be creating very soon English language videos so that at least you will understand it way better. So with that, everyone, God bless you and see you in my next video.